Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Check, 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 check. 1 3 1 3 1 3. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. And them say Sharon check. Check, check, check. 1 3. One three, 1 3. Sue Miller, big up yourself. Check, 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 check. All right, volume up. Yeah, big up the people them in the building, you know. Yeah, man. Check, check, check. 1 3. Yo, may I tell you. Hey, a serious maths are going on, you know, people. Serious thing are going on, you know. I don't know, joke thing are going on, you know. A mass recruitment are going on, you know. Big up everybody who join, you know. Just do the right thing once you come in at the building. Big up Facebook. Yeah, big up everybody. But me I tell you now, big thing are going on. Emmy, we don't want that, you know, Emmy. We don't want that, you know. Sharon, big up yourself, you know. Yo. Where people them there? Forward. Me have some whole part things to tell you now. Me have some whole part things to tell you now. Big things are going, people. Big things are going. It not normal. It not normal. On the heels of the trials, nah, man. A big thing, yo, this come like, then just want get rid of it. Yo. Everybody make them decision, you know, but me I tell you no. This serious. Tanisa Allen, big up, you know. This another maths, this a chemistry and algebra. Jev, I whole scientific table. Yo. Jonel, what go on? You say, do you think this is just the athletes seeking better opportunities, or do you also think this is an attack on our field athletes? We literally just start get hot in our field. Yeah, me look on it that way there, you know, Jonel. But when you look on it at the end of the day, the athletes are gonna make them decision. And that decision is to ensure that they are taken care of. You see me? See me and big up yourself, you know. How much women gone to 4 men so far? Coach, me see an incentive from countries paying medalists. It's crazy. Italy pay crazy too. Yeah, man. It's history making. Early bird catch a worm. Raquel, what go on? Yep. Hope they take share. Hey, you know what somebody say? Hey, you know what somebody say? I'm gonna call out the person, you know. The man them say why them never take big boy. Why Turkey never sign up big boy? And this then kind of this big boy and I quiet, you know. I bet a big boy shame on our Charles. I bet a big boy shame on our Charles. Yeah, man, US dollars, them are paying that. But people, more play something for now. I go play something for now. Hey, me tell us that my phone blow up today. When me say blow up, I mean blow right up. Me talk on my phone till the phone dead. And when I put it on the charger, I just leave the phone. Because I say me can't manage. You see me? Can't manage. I tell you. So when I walk back, turn on back your phone. Oh my word. Calls, messages. Washu, where you from, Washu? You have zero empathy for J3s. Washu, where you from? 1 year where you from in Washu? Are you a Jamaican? All right, on the ear what going on now, folks. All me I tell you now, I better brace with more. Just that me I tell you now. Big more too. All right, let me tell you now what I go. I want somebody click this and send to Henley. Cause we still a talk about Henley, you know. Cause Henley come here and him talk off him face. See? But we want to make Henley know, say, this is how it started. Listen.
I think it's something that I definitely have to sit and reflect on and moving forward as to, you know, what will be definitely best for me and my mental health, because I cannot do this anymore. It's very frustrating dealing with JAAA and J3s because these people don't care about field events in Jamaica. And if they did, they would make sure that we have everything we need to make us comfortable, because my coach is not just a part of my training process. You know, he's a very crucial part of my warm-up and getting ready for preparations. And I didn't have him for 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. It's very frustrating because this is something that I'm more than capable of obtaining. And I came short today.
Yeah, I can feel and sense and understand your frustration, particularly now that you see Jamaica competing so well in the field event.
Exactly. And that's the irony of it. The gold medal that they were sitting down waiting for did not come from the track. It came from the field event. And those are the events that they neglect so much in Jamaica. And most of the medals that we have gotten so far at these games comes from the field events. And we're the most marginalized groups within Jamaica track and field. And it's very frustrating, and it's time for them to stop and really reflect on what they're doing to us as athletes.
When you hear that voice, when you hear the sound of that frustration, anguish, pain, so many things. Yes, yeah. Oh, you mean, Jeff? Hey, me do my research, you know. Can me tell endless say people they must say things and they must say, oh, but what did they say? So me make sure carry one of them come. When me I look back on it, I said, no, me never tell any about what Daniel say. See? And you see? Right. Not only that, people. I also have some former athletes chiming in. Athletes are chiming in on the whole fiasco. And una go shock on the hear that part of it, you know. Let me find it. Because the athletes they make una know say, yo, on thing say the athletes them want to do certain things. Apparently they are pushed. So when I read where Kyle Mitchell said, seeing? We love our country, but sometimes love isn't enough. I remember we are talking about Gen Z, you know. We are talking about Gen Z. These young people don't care about no loyalty and no patriotism that we have been talking about the other generation so much into. Them not care about that. If I know KFC and money, only don't talk to them. Seeing? So here one now. Olympic gold medalist and record holder Rajesh Stoner and Olympic bronze medalist Rajinder Campbell have officially switched allegiance to Turkey. And while some may criticize, let's be honest, it was probably the easiest hard decision they ever had to make. You way man put it, easy hard decision. It could never be easy for them. See? But it still was easy. If you get what I'm saying. See? Because loyalty doesn't pay bill. Loyalty doesn't pay bills. And you don't grind your whole life, sacrifice everything, and rise to the pinnacle of the sport just to be ignored, underfunded, or tolerated. Serious maths, listen up, people. Listen more. Because being tolerated is not the same as being celebrated. And right now, not even the tolerated part is guaranteed back home. This is bigger than medals. It's about respect. It's about support. It's about the kind of infrastructure that says, we see you, we value you, we have got your back. And that me talk about last night to or today, no remember? We don't have to have the money to match up these people, but it is the little things that we do. It is the little things that we do because we know, say, our federation don't have the money to match up with these people. But it is the little things. You know, listen keenly, people. Chat, you don't need to listen. All right. Let this be a wake-up call to the powers that be at the J3s and the JAAA. It is said that let it be a wake-up call, you know, but some people sleep dead. All right, let me leave that there, so. And anyone else responsible for athlete welfare. We need real change. Not talk. Not blame. Not politics. Real action. It's time for athlete liaisons. Time to transparent. What? Time for transparent systems. Time to listen. That is Henley. Him don't listen. Time to do better. Because if we keep failing, those who make us proud on the world stage, they'll stop coming back to the stage wearing our colors. And that is what is happening. Much love to Roger and Rajendra. We see you. We salute you. And we support your decision. Listen to me. This is coming from Kyle Mitchell. And him said a few of the things that me did I say yesterday. Seeing? And hold on there. We are get an early call. Welcome to the show. You're live on the coach's desk.
Coach.
What go on?
Boy, you don't say football now going to be nothing, you know, so me there over a track side, right?
You're there over a track
but,
side.
Coach, I have a problem with the move, right?
Yeah, talk to it.
It's not so much about them representing a different country, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is how easy it is for a country to just come and take our athletes that we produce and entice them in such a way. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so much about them representing the country. You know, like with Reggae Boys, we have players who them have a heritage to Jamaica in some sense, right? So them go through a process in which them can switch over them allegiance to Jamaica due to the fact that them have either a grandmother, grandfather, mother, or father, you know. But with these athletes that went to Turkey now to represent them, there's no affiliation to Turkey in terms of family heritage in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So that is my main issue. It's not so much about them just going and representing them because they want better, but it's just how easy it is, because if that's the case, then any country can just come and take up our athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a matter of fact, 3 countries in the bidding war right now. 3 countries. All right, continue.
So to me, it's not fair competition to the sport, because let's say, for example, you see people in Jamaica sometimes will work a bank and them rob up how much money, right? Despite them get paid how much money. Them get paid like $20 million a year, right? And sometimes you see them keep some big money. You always say to yourself, what is enough for these people, right? So even if the J3 in a sense is supposed to do better in terms of showing appreciation for the athletes or putting more financial stipends in place, it is never going to be enough to what some other countries can offer in a sense, because the figures that I saw today that they're giving these athletes monthly and what they initially get to switch them allegiance, right? Jamaica
cannot
will
afford
never
that.
ever match that. So even if the J3 or whoever is responsible for it.
But Kishan, and that is what the youth Kyle Mitchell is saying, They're saying he's saying that it is bigger than the medals, right? It's about respect, it's about support, it's about the kind of infrastructure that says we see you, we value you, we have got your back. So it's like there was nothing like that. And I said it yesterday on the stream that we might not be able to match up to these folks, right? However, we should be able to do the little we can. And I use the analogy of taking out Shem. I can't afford to take Shem to Rio for a week, but I can afford to take Shem to Tracks and Records. That is where my money can reach. But at least Shem knows on the weekend I'm going to take her out. And apparently what they're saying is like none of this is being done, because I came, imagine Kishan, you pass your GSAT scene and you come home and a champion you pass for, and you get no acknowledgement from your parents or your siblings. How you would feel?
I'm gonna feel away, man.
Exactly, and you have to understand from the perspective of the of what the athletes are feeling as well. And I do understand your point. I think it's a valid point. But the process is not just as easy as you see, because they have to go through a process. And remember, there's also room for persons to move to another country based on their skill level, their talent, and so forth. So it's not only for athletes alone that can be easily, transferred to another country. So these provisions are made.
Yeah, true. But let me tell you where we, the Jamaican government and the people who in charge of the sport, right? Jamaica, far too long throughout history, they've done well in more like tracking itself, right? Not really field events, right? But more on the track side. And throughout the different respective governments and, whoever it is, we have never seen any infrastructure to any extent being built for our athletes. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that where them can come home and say, all right, if we want training, so we can go over there, it's accessible, them type of thing there, and even the lack of appreciation, because we see, the athletes having, back and forth with people before in the J3 and other people as well. And really and truly, if you're going out there representing your country and you're even winning medals at that, really and truly now, you're not supposed to do now back and forth with nobody when you win. You know what I mean? So I understand the lack of appreciation that the athletes feel, right? And even though you said the process is not as straightforward, I still feel as if other countries are a bit too accessible to our athletes and just getting them like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's still a process in a coach, but it's not like in football, if a cap tied, they can't switch again unless people change the rules. You see me I say? But at least those players have some form of heritage to the country. You see, if it's a case where one of them did like say married a Turkish girl and you have to wait like 2 years to switch over, then I understand that, But having no affiliation to Turkey or any other country like that, and you just say, all right, it's a 2-year wait process or whatever the case is. Remember, coach, we build the athletes, in a sense, Not all of them, though, because some of them, maybe like migrate from earlier or whatever the case is. But most of our athletes, you can say we, Jamaica, the coaches in Jamaica kind of build them to an extent. So I'm not gonna say them just get up and leave, but I just feel as if it is too accessible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's a solid point, yeah, Mick. It's a solid point. We can't go around that. Very solid point.
It's like maybe like player from a club and a man just, well, in a football you pay a transfer fee, but
yeah.
Me even have to explain, but I just feel like it's too accessible.
And that's why a caller said, I think today, that if this cannot be stopped, what the J3s could do is to talk to FIFA, not FIFA, the World Athletics, right? And let them know that there has to be some transfer fee. So the federation would benefit from this, or the country could benefit from this transfer. Because they're not supposed to get it. And all of the resources that were pumped into the athletes just gone down the drain like that, so to speak. So I agree with the point.
You both mentioned if Turkey they said I'm gonna build 2 track and them type of thing, but that's all right, take him on them,
Yeah.
But you said something, coach. I'm tell you, it is very difficult for Jamaica again. You can show a man all the appreciation in the world they want. You get me? I say when Turkey and them when they come with them big money there, it is very hard to turn down. So again, I am not bashing them for taking the money and going over there, right?
It's just
but
the
it's more like the
accessibility.
process of it. Because them money, they are big money, coach.
Yeah, man.
Remember,
big money,
them
man.
get money up front, and then almost every month them get a stipend or so, So if that 500,000 US did not work out, them say, all right, then I get $1 million. Life changing money that,
Yeah.
So I just say,
so the country is supposed to be benefiting from whatever transfer deal. But in terms of the football and them thing, all the countries them will benefit from it though. Because we have to have a balance. Because when it come on to
the football side, we don't really want to benefit from the players playing for us,
So are the
but
same thing.
Like basketball recently, they must say like the athletes will come represent the country, them like off a basketball court or something like that.
Probably the J3 can do that, build a facility to get with athletes them. You can't just get them so. Build a performance center. See?
Yeah.
And for 3 years, you are going to ensure so you do whatever you need to do. And we've sent some people that train them while they're there for the 3 years. After the 3 years, and if you have to leave, you leave. But we are going to have qualified person who was trained to do whatever to the system or whatever. So
the country have to benefit in some
benefit
because it's not like say track and field of like a transfer fee in any sense, It's not like say it's case where you come to the J3 and say, all right, we'll give $1 million for the athlete and then we give him 500,000, whatever the case is, So in some sense, maybe Jamaica should be benefiting where, all right, you take our athlete, you have to build a performance or you have to give us this amount of money that we can spread it out across the island for pumping track and field itself.
Other athletes get benefited from the proceeds that from that transfer. Good.
Because you look away when you just build the athletes. Remember, we just don't have money like some countries. We just don't have it. And again, we can show a man all the appreciation that the world they want and give him the respect when the bills need for paying. So I'm gonna have to go look elsewhere. Is I say?
Yeah.
And with how sports run now, coach, is like the money in sports is life changing. You see the Club World Cup, you see all them things that the money hard to turn down. Big money.
Definitely.
The athletes are made business while them are made the sport itself compete because sports in general is becoming more business in a sense, So you have to make your money in every way, shape, or form. So I'm not gonna be the athletes them still. I just think you look at we just as me say too accessible,
Yeah, man, big point.
But
it makes sense. But again, so people, I think that is a solid point there from a brethren Kishan. The caller that is calling. All right, so make we continue. A solid point, solid way to kick off the calling section. But that was from Kyle Mitchell. I'm going to tell you what one next athlete say. Yo, a serious maths are going on, Somebody say, who have a Turkey application form? One athlete I said that. I think a joke people want. Caller, welcome to the show. Who is Marky?
Who have a Turkey application?
You have to turn on. You have to turn on. You have to turn on. I get feedback.
Caller, welcome to the show. Marky.
Yeah, man.
Turkey.
Caller, you're not ready, man. You have to something there. You have to turn off it when you call the show because we are gonna hear one bag of something there. You can call back, but turn down the show. The live is ahead of whatever you're watching, Welcome to the show. You're live.
Yeah, good night. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I WhatsApp with a for call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what may I say? World athletics have to step in, them have to step in and put in some amount of regulation. We have no problem with people, persons wanting better financial benefits and so forth, right? But when you're gonna find countries, this is gonna open up like a can of worms in that all of these oil-rich countries can just go right around the world, and not just Jamaica alone. Any little country where produce an athlete, them can just go and take them.
But you have to look on
right?
it too. You have to look on it in a caller. Remember, if athletes are approached, it's not like their hands are being, tied behind them like it's a hold up. You still have to make a decision. I mean, it's not going to be a
Yes, we
hard decision
understand
though,
that.
but I
That
get what
will
you said.
that's a no-brainer, right? But if world athletics want somewhat of a level playing field in terms of where athletics is concerned and countries competing against countries, right? You see, with all of that money, right? What world athletics should try and create, right, is maybe like a club system. You get me? Like how football is run on club systems, right? When it comes to the World Cup, persons represent countries. That is what we want to see, right?
So you'd have
And
a
that is
club.
what
You'd have a club thing in terms of athletics, and you can transfer.
yes, man. Maybe some. I'm just saying it has to be on that level where those monies would come in, right? But when you're gonna throw the money at the national level, right? I'm mash up the sport, brother.
Well,
Mash up the sport.
and a sport
So
only a
so
mash up.
so
Jamaica
so
team a mash
so
up.
so what gonna happen is that now is similar to like what happened here in our other sector, like we produce teachers and we produce nurses, right? And then people because honestly we can't pay them. Their money there, where the man they are come with, there's no way under creation, right? No sponsors in Jamaica, no government, right, can match up to their money there. You get me? So that is why I'm saying now world athletics have to come in and save the sport from disaster. It have to save the sport from disaster, right? They have to find a way to for athletes to make the money that they really deserve, right? And not through the nationalistic, through the national because football players don't earn money from representing them country.
Yeah, that is true,
Footballers
but a
earn
two different sport.
footballers earn money from clubs.
But a two different sport.
Yes, it's two different sports, but in terms of any other sport, right, that you think of, right, it's through clubs that the athletes them earn their money. It is not representing on a national level. You get me?
But
So we have to go. So world athletics.
how would the athletes make money upon them big money they were represent to them? How would they make that big money?
Well, that may I say, boy, this is where world athletics and all of the bright brains them have to come in and try come in a system. It's like how Michael Johnson come with, right? We
But
need more of those
every
things.
yeah, that's true. But I know every athlete will be able to go at the athlos and the.
So that is what I'm saying. We need a lot more of these things, right? Not just Michael Johnson alone. So maybe just as though you have football in a different top leagues, around the world, then maybe we need to create some form of competition, right? In where you have like Michael Johnson League would be more of American, then you have the Diamond League, which more European, something of the sort. After World Athletic have to come save the sportsman, right? Because they can come and just take away the entire Jamaican team just like that.
Yeah.
Right? Just like that, their money can come and take away the entire Jamaican team. That's not right. That cannot be right. At least with football, you have to have some form of allegiance in connections, right? As the Virgin said before, whether you have some grandmother, great grandmother connection,
caller,
that type of thing.
me understand
Affiliation, I should say.
But the track
right.
world no look on it like that. So if at that you are gonna say now them need to put it in that way, then that might be
So
able
that
to curb
that
it.
means world athletic have to step in and set the tone. A world athletic may I call upon for come in and set the tone.
But
right?
what
Me
if they
can't blame the athlete them for do what them do.
What if they don't want to?
Because money seem to run the world.
What if they don't want to?
What if they don't want?
What if they don't want Jamaica to win? So this is just an open way so them athletes can get recruited from Jamaica and we're not going nowhere.
And that's what I'm saying. It's so basically, right? So all right. So look what got me in the long run, right? In that whether suppose in terms of now our support systems where we are used to create these athletes and so forth. Suppose it start get the sort of support, right? Wait I get. Like Al Grace Kennedy has pumped them millions of dollars every year in the development at the grassroots level. Boys and girls champs and them sort of something there. Right? The athlete them not just come out of thin air, The athlete them don't come out they don't just come out of thin air. Right? And then the other thing you come and take the athlete them where you put back in. You get me?
Yeah.
You take them from where, what is it that you're putting back in? So after a while, it's going to break down. It's going to break down after a while, So anyway, boy, I might tell you, this looks serious.
Yeah, man, we in a problem, man. Because I got to tell you,
this are serious, serious things, right? And if World Athletic used to say, boy, them love Jamaica, and I remember them used to go on during the Usain Bolt era, and everybody focus on way and that sort of thing. And I said, boy, our brand is, in all honesty, Turkey have any brand? They said them are going to take our elites and say them are going to dominate and so forth. What culture and other things that they are coming with? They have no culture. You get me? We are more of a big deal when our athletes them are compete under our banner.
Yep.
Than when we ever send them a compete under another country's banner. So world athletics need to wise up and get smart and get cracking.
Okay. All right, we hear
Can't do something like that, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll get more calls. Respect. Yeah, man.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Hello? Carla, welcome to the show.
Evening, coach. How are you going?
Big up yourself, There.
Yeah. So what happened a while ago, when you hear the feedback, but anyway, I know about that here.
Yeah.
I want to touch on two quick things women are really hear nobody I talk about.
Talk to,
All right, for the first one now, you ever hear persons talk about the ongoing things reach their doorstep, them want to change? So, I said that we said this. And today and yesterday, athletes are switch allegiance.
Yeah.
So when me hear persons that say them want world athletics to do this, should I say that when Kenyan, Ethiopian and all the rest of athletes them are go to UK, America and all the rest of country. Yeah.
I remember it happened for Jamaica already,
Yeah, a long time. Few athletes, Merlin, then you have GX, you have Fisher, quite a few of them. As you indicated, even Jeremy and so.
Yeah.
you can't just say this now. We just react to something basically. So you can't just and me saying that you have to look upon it in a bigger picture. Is this really tipping the scale, so to speak, in the balance of track and field? Like say a volume of athletes from a specific country upload or make it benefit another country, so to speak. So you don't have any balance. And nothing like that. It's just basically some emotions really attack now.
Okay.
As it relates to that. That are the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about, when it relates to the field athletes, then because as I can see clearly a field athletes, we hear rumors now about jumpers other than throwers. And field athletes, as indicated by quite a few persons, now get the same financial benefits as how track athletes can get more endorsement, payouts, etc. So you can try to understand what is going on with the field athletes. But me say that we say this. Most persons that say J3, well, some persons are saying J3 does not have as much money. But when these athletes perform on the global stage, whatever sponsor them have, any medal these athletes get, the Athletic Association get additional money from the medals from each one of these athletes. So these athletes make the federation get additional money by getting those medals. So if these athletes, field athletes, even from the last Olympics, make the federation get additional money or bonus based on their performance, why can't the federation then make them benefit from some of it? You get what I say?
Yeah, man.
Because they might help the federation too, you know. So if the federation get a fixed amount of money per competition, and then you get bonuses based on how athletes perform, the last Olympic would show that the field athletes make the federation get additional money.
Yeah.
So it is only fair enough for them can benefit back from it too.
Thank you.
You get what I say?
Yeah, that's a good point.
As me say for the field athletes them, me now go in a term make this big old cascas if them, because them have a rougher part. Right? For some track athletes, where they on the track where them have more attractive rates of pay or endorsement, etc. Me not go really for them think totally different from the field athletes. And the field athletes have rougher situation. Secondly, me not go talk about, well, me do 2 points already. Third point, where me go in for now. You see some athletes were out there, and we see this in a sports right across the board. A lot of athletes go out there, make money, they don't make good financial decisions, and they still suffer too.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
whole heap of athletes them right across the board, from NFL basketball, enough man go run school bus too. You understand? They don't make proper financial. So when we hear persons, and I'm not saying that is the case with this guy when I call him name, no. But when we hear in the case of Powell, we could have never compare a Powell situation to a Chua situation. You understand what I say? Yeah. So that is apples and oranges to me. That is unfair. Me can't see through why something would have gone where the two of them would have said why, based on how the landscape is, you know. I think this is the best situation, because the amount of funds that me I go get or when me see in the near future is very small and limited. While the track athletes them, if you're good enough, you have the opportunity to make a whole heap of money, man. So if enough of the track athletes them, not the field athletes, track athletes them get the opportunity to make good amount of money and make good financial decisions, brother, you can't blame. I only shield that me a shield J3, you know. Me now.
Get cut off. You mute yourself.
Oh, it look like me ears are the whole heap of different things, man. So for the track athletes them, me have especially the good track athletes them, me have less of a sympathy for them than the field athletes them. You understand? because the track at least them have way more option, especially when you're good enough. And then that is like the glamour part of the sport. The field events are like, oh, make we see what go on over here. So,
Yeah.
so me not justify them for them situation, but we can see it from their point of view.
Exactly, because even I spoke about
You
it
understand?
today. I spoke about it today or yesterday now. That even when me do videos pertaining to the field athletes, once they see them name pop up, they now watch it, you know, the fans them now watch it, you know.
No.
So the videos now watch, they now get the support in every way, shape, and form. So yeah, you have to really understand.
None at all. Yeah. Jason Dodds talk about this for years. That the man they come like say him alone did have the flag.
Yeah.
And a choir say, yo, give the field at least. So you see,
and people laugh at five when they cry upon it.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay. So if you look upon it too, and it has been a constant thing with field athletes. So we talk about Jason, we talk about the javelin lady, where it was so bad for her, she have to sell about Jews.
Thomas Dad.
You hear Thomas Dad.
Yeah.
Thomas Dad weep. So when you look upon it, and probably those were the only ones who were bold enough as field athletes. You also see other athletes where you did say have high potential, and you say what to them. Them have to go put down that and go do a 9 to 5.
Yep.
So as me say, for field athletes, it is way lesser for them to get opportunities than track athletes in terms of financial benefits. So for them, I not gonna really bash them. Me I go support them too. It's very unfortunate to reach this stage, but at the end of the day, most persons think about putting things in place. That means say 40 years down your life. Then I still have to say, boy, let me go run one Uber thing.
Yeah.
You understand? I try to do that because we as people see we, you know. You say, hey, you remember that the one day I did national, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we call him national. You remember him national? What happened to him? Nothing.
Yeah, man. And
nobody they tend to laugh at you.
They used to represent the country. When do with the money? What should do with that money? Yeah, man. And that's the first thing people are going to say for sure.
And as me say, none for them make horrible financial decisions.
That is true.
But for the field athletes, them not have that room they make none. I scrape them, I scrape.
Yep.
So if I'm on a scrape, the rice bunnings and he can get 1 pound of rice to eat, go and go eat a pound of rice, man.
I mean, man.
Yeah, man. Throw the cup.
Field athlete eat enough. Go ahead. May I tell her that?
Yeah. Yes.
Them demand.
Yeah, man.
Especially two of them ramp.
Yeah, man. And before I go, this is not Thanksgiving, but me never hear about turkey talk. No.
Turkey in summer, though.
So much. Oh, man, I tell you, man, it's crazy. But
big of man. Good call. So Jacqueline says, so what would happen if they don't perform the way they should when they switch? What would happen? So Jackie, I think these athletes have made their decision because if they were with Jamaica not getting anything, not performing, it will still be the same. But they are with a country that gave them some financial backing. And even if they don't do well, them still have that money. So I guess them are going to choose that route there now. But here what another former athlete said about this whole shebang, right? Daniel Dowie. Big up yourself, Daniel. She said a few months ago, the J3 reportedly turned down a $40 million US dollar deal from Adidas. Oh, no, listen to that part carefully, you know. Shema, your street will come on now, you know. An offer 4 times greater than the current Puma contract, valued at $1 million US per year. So that would have been what? 12. The deal would have provided game-changing support. For example, which includes substantial performance-based bonuses for our athletes, Today, 3 of our Olympic medalists are reportedly making game-changing moves for themselves. How we reach? The J3 made a decision in their own interest. Now these athletes are doing the same. It's sad to see them go, but this may be the wake-up call our administrators need. Again, a former athlete, I put them in the ring. Oh, you not hear me, right? Welcome to the show, caller.
Yeah, good night.
Good
MJ
night.
here.
Yeah, MJ. Hold on, let me ask the people if they might hear me. You not hear me? Then you can't stop the show tonight, you know. All right, cool. Go on, MJ.
Yeah, so based on the points that the two previous caller made, I agree because this is not the first this switching of allegiance is happening, you know, because last year, even this has been happening to Cuba for a while. I'm not sure if you're aware of it.
Yeah, man, we are aware of it. But we have to talk about
even the
Jamaicans.
triple jump podium. The triple jump podium at the Olympic last year was
Cubans.
Everyone that was there was formerly Cubans. So I guess because this is happening to Jamaica now, why they are calling for World Athletics to make a change, but this has been happening for years. It has happened to Nigeria too. It has been happening to Ethiopians going over to European countries. So it has been happening for years. So it's not like it's anything new. And for real, the field events are not getting the recognition. Because even Grand Slam, where they could have probably gone there, make a money, field events were not included in Grand Slam. Field events were not included in Grand Slam at all.
Yeah. But as Michael Johnson saying, him now save him not save trucks, him now save field events. So with that even being said, you know, say that even
that shows that no support is there for the field events.
Make it more difficult.
And the next thing about it too is that I am still surprised that even after the bronze medal, Rajendra Campbell still does not have a sponsor. That is very surprising because I was thinking to myself that this bronze medal would have opened up the eyes to other sponsors to see and come on board, but it is very surprising. So, to be honest, I cannot blame them for switching because they have to take their best interests at heart. And they are really not getting the recognition at all. Field eventers are not getting the recognition.
Yeah, that is
because
true.
if you're third in the world in your events and you cannot get a sponsor, you have men who in the 100 probably run all 10, 20, 10, 30.
But you see that sponsorship thing that though it deeper than what we just see him come third still enough. So it kind of difficult for just say because him come third him to get a sponsor. It kind of difficult or deeper than what we just saying. You see me? So I don't want to get into that part of it, but it's deeper than we just said.
But it is very sad though that he doesn't have a sponsor though.
Of course it is.
Because I just said a while ago, they eat a lot, so to be going through all of that. And it's not getting a sponsorship, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, big up yourself, caller.
All right.
All right, thanks for calling. So the year with Daniel Dowie say, and there's another lengthy response from Jason Dodds Morgan. Man, I talk about the things them. But listen now, people. Listen what is really happening in this thing. You know? Let me dig up a box. Hold it for info in a box, you know. A particular athlete is asking where is the what you call it? Where is the farm to go to Turkey? So here what now, chat? Turkey, Bahrain, and Turks. Listen, Turkey. We are here about Turkey in the summer. Turkey, Bahrain, and Turks are the three countries currently, and they are the known countries, you know, currently in dialogue with Jamaican athletes and clubs, talent acquisition. But guess what happened now? Yo, that trials are come like, me don't know what the mindset the athletes them are going at that trials are with. Me don't know what mindset them are going with. But trust me, yeah man, Turks, I don't know what mindset them are going with, but this is going to be hard. Where's that you call me name? Several athletes have chosen to wait until after trials to see if they earn a spot before making any decisions about switching allegiance. The athlete then they're on the edge. The athlete then ready for move. Three countries. And listen to people. Let me tell you now what I go on. I be a Turks. I tell you it's a Turkey around the summer, you know. Marcia say appear crosses after Paris. Hey, listen. The people them after coaches too. People they want coach too. So I'm an athlete alone. When I talk about field event alone, I'm an athlete alone. They want coach too. Wanna say? If them approach me, that's why I'm wearing my green shirt, you know. Greens. That's why I'm telling you people, this is a mass recruitment of Jamaican athletes. They might infiltrate Jamaica. They want to take out Jamaica. Can you imagine? Athletes are going to just go at trials, perform, and if they not go on for them, boom! And a big name coaches too. Me can't tell you that. Fabian, are you there? Fabian, you can be a senior head coach, junior head coach, or a senior assistant to that Fabian. Serious thing I go on up. Hey, I might take it kind of easy, you know, but a serious thing I go on, you know. A serious recruitment I go on, you know. And a no joke thing, you know. This is a no ramping thing, you know. Bird. Hey, and a bird channel. A people and a bird. Can't tell you no. And people are think about it. Because guess what? Life-changing opportunity For some people, for some coaches. Where's the Jason? Assistant. Yo. A serious thing though, people. Me I tell you no. No man, Jeff, you know I get the name from to them on a Turkish desk, you know man. Turkish desk. You stay there. People, we are laughing about a serious maths. Serious. Welcome to the show. Good night.
Hi, Coach. Good night. How are you?
How you doing? You know, say me have to just a laugh and take a bad thing and laugh, you know, because there's no other way me can't.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. Oh, let me tell you this. I watching it. Let me tell you something. I listen to what I'm saying. You see, no matter what they have done and try to get Jamaica down, Jamaica's a brand.
So we're gonna lift up back. We're gonna lift up back.
Listen, and the whole world was Jamaica. So Jamaica, a little tiny country that, and Jamaica is dominating, right? So let me tell you something. They always say, you see, the grass is never green on the other side, always green. That's what I'm saying. They come in now, right? And they are offering all this big money. But let me tell you something. You take it from me as I tell you tonight. What is going to be behind this? Not for this. I agree. You may want a betterment for your life and your family in situation. You understand? As I say, you feel at least them not getting any like that, or that's an endorsement or whatever. You understand me? But let me tell you something. You say if we just two Jamaican go to the sell out our country, no matter what or whatever. If we is a real full Jamaica, we stand by our country. Look at Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt said already they opposed him and he turned them down. Because nobody didn't see Jamaica when Jamaica wasn't doing anything. They was laughing at us, right? No, we are dominating, but it's still to come in. And only thing, let me tell you, the Bible cannot lie. Let me tell you this. Only thing they can take and see is big money. And once we see this money, the dollar sign, we are not checking for what behind until we make our armor. This is not led with the wrong way. But let me tell you something. Jamaica will ever rise. No matter them boys see them go, them say them and they're gone. What? What's somebody gonna rise 20 times 4 over them? Turkish don't have any athletes like that, you know. They don't have not like that. We do good or whatever when you watch them. You see what I'm saying? But they're trying to take on Jamaica. But let me tell you something. I feel it in my heart, but I'm not sad. You know what? I'm not sad. God ain't lie. Jamaica can never go down. Baby, sometime God do something. If disappointment, we must just take it for a good. You see what I'm saying? Watch Jamaica rise. Watch Jamaica rise. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for Ilian Thompson. I was seeing her, but I'm praying that she may she all right, whatever we say at. But she's gonna come back. All they sit around and you know what the duck sit around and then peck. Then go on here Jamaica and Jamaica dominated. United States is the most rival against Jamaica because they say no, a little country that can dominate to the amount of people that is living in the United States. You understand me? And earlier what you're talking, man. Let me tell you something. It hurt my heart.
Hey, but somebody say people are gonna rise. Jamaicans are gonna rise again and gone, you know.
I'm telling you, I'm not asking.
Yeah, but them are gonna rise and go and Turkey or next Turkey come again.
Listen to me, they're gonna rise at this time. They're gonna rise because you know why? They cannot take out Jamaica in one way, so they try to take them out in the other way. And once we see this big money come up in the front of it, we only want to see the dollar sign, no question asked. We gone. You understand me? That's why I was falling a hole. You see, but if I'm a true Jamaican, I would never sell out my country. Born and grow and bred. I'm not living in Jamaica right now. Everything in Jamaica, everything, if you say nothing about Jamaica, listen to me. It raised a crown in my head because I was born in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? And every time I say, like this track and field going and I sit, they said, oh, you live here now. Why you don't say, listen to me, I was born and grow in Jamaica. They said, why you don't try to talk like us? I said, for what? I am a Jamaican. Listen, I used to talk like I was born and go there. Why should I want to talk like other people? And I'm not from their country, only in their country because of paper of naturalization of papers, because I'm married a foreigner. You understand me? Before we live in foreign country, we get in hell, they kick it our hip. You hear me? Jamaica, sometimes when me go to Jamaica and see all the people in Jamaica, I turn my eye looking around and say, my God, people in Jamaica, oh, they live in. And we in foreign country living like Jones are. Let me say that I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. They can't stop Jamaica, man. All them try to step on us, watch we rise again, rise above Jamaica to the world. Jamaica to the world. You hear me?
Yeah, man.
Everybody have their decisions. Jamaica to the world, coach and coach. Hold on, man. Watch and see. God is able. You hear me? I watching it and it hurt my heart to see all what the different things as this they come up with this big money, millions. But we will see. I hope we don't come back to break them, but none of them in there behind. Oh.
All right, Maxine.
Okay,
Big up yourself.
Wonderful. And big up yourself. And go back go watch on the telly, okay?
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
Yo, the call never come in quick and fast. Me like the show. Carla, welcome to the show.
Yeah, coach.
Before you say anything, let me just make one point. Jaden Hibbert gone to here. We in Pinnock gone to, so that are 4 and more to come. Here. One of the next thing you see, with the younger generation, you see all this patriotism where people are talking about and loyalty, but them are going to say royalty over loyalty. Remember, say Jamaica is in a crisis right now. You know? The young people not having, or the younger generation, they don't want no children. No baby now born like one time because them say, yo, they don't want a pitney. So we have to look on and say, yo, them people, them younger generation people are different. Carla, go ahead.
That's true, coach, what I say, because I myself I can attest to that. My 2 sons are away, 21 and 26, and they're not even thinking about their career until one play football in college, the other one do masters, they play football, and they're not even thinking about children right now. So that is a good point.
So when you call them gelding, they have no business about that. They make the decision to be gelding.
But you know something, everybody seem upset. You know, I am not, because you called her a while ago. She just said that she lives in another country, so she make a choice to migrate.
So she still out Jamaica already.
No, she not still out Jamaica, but she make a choice to migrate because of circumstances.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that how come we could see through one light, but we can't see to the next? These athletes, I'm sure after careful consideration, especially the field athletes, feeling that the opportunity exists out there might be better off for them. So at the end of the day, it's a wake-up call. Coach, I don't believe in mistakes, I believe in lessons. This is a lesson to the JAAA. Listen, what can we do to better improve the lives and the situation to these athletes, especially the fact that we now started excelling the field events and we're losing the field athletes. I figure personally a better emphasis should have been made to take care of our field athletes as we now start to excel in these events. I can't recall in my lifetime wherever Jamaica ever been so strong in field. Even the high jump, we have a good high jumper. Is the high jumper next?
Me don't know.
You
did you hear what me read a while ago? A 3 country, you know. And if some athletes are wait till after trials, you know.
All right, and from what I'm hearing, a lot more athletes thinking about it.
No,
saying that.
They say it like Jamaica, no athlete. I'm telling you, say coaches in it too. Coaches
is a wake up call.
Coaches in it too.
But coach, if you look around the world, a lot of Jamaican coaches are coaching overseas, making a living overseas. Because imagine if we had all these coaches coaching Jamaica, where would what would have happened to them? And as I said to you recently, what will happen to especially female athletes who are good but not good enough to make the world champion Olympic team? In as much as they make the effort, it still wouldn't be good enough to be in the top 3 or be in the relay pool. And everybody want to go on the world, to an Olympic or a world championship to perform. Knowing very well track and field is a short career. Your career could done tomorrow in a coach. You can get injury and that's it.
Yeah, man. Like how Michael. Yeah, for real.
So if an opportunity come, you see, the average persons, we love Jamaica so much. I am here, coach. I'm a Jamaican group. And you only know how we're full of passion, but understand this. Today, athlete on top. Tomorrow they get injured, and that's it. Look at Johan. We was expecting that Johan would have been the heir apparent to Blake. Johan get one injury, and that was it.
A Blake time last name. They mean to Bolt.
Yeah, he was the heir apparent to Bolt. And I'm saying that, coach, look at Johan. The one injury alone, and he can't come back to where he was. That 1926 and that 9.69, we may never see that again. And I'm saying these are and Jamaica look at Johan like if we don't really care too much. The treatment I see Johan get. So these young athletes looking at all this and say, boy, see me? I feel so why something else out there for me now. Because I see, look at Asafa Powell, the treatment Asafa get outside of Jamaica. Bolt had a statue overseas before he had a statue in Jamaica. So I'm saying that the people overseas see Jamaica as a place where we produce these great people. And when you're on the outside looking in, coach, it's a different thing when you're in Jamaica, you know. I live in Trinidad, and when you look at Jamaica from the outside, it's a different picture, you know, coach. When you know, it's a different picture how people view Jamaica, you know. So everybody gonna come knocking now because all you do is just open up a honestness. A lot of countries will say, hey, Jamaica, these are disgruntled and they want to come. And I think if a 3 year we have.
Oh, sorry, me just saw a message. Oh my God. This cannot be real. Yeah, go on, Carla, talk.
Yeah, so I'm saying that this is my honestness. And other countries now waiting to say, hey, we can lower wage Jamaican athletes. So maybe we might not even have a good team for the World Championships, coach. What's going on? It is worrying. And I believe that the JAAA, you need to step up. You need to step up. This is a crisis. And I watched Sports Max this evening, and I haven't heard anything from the JAAA as yet. But I know you should have been having some kind of press conference, making some kind of a statement as to what's going on, because some of this is your fault. I'm not saying Jamaica is a country like those countries who have a lot of financial prowess. We are not in an economic situation because Jamaica keep punching way above the weight in everything. And I can't see Jamaica in a financial situation able to provide adequately for all these athletes, for the amount of athletes that we produce. So it's going to be difficult to compete with these countries in terms of remuneration. It's going to be hard. But if you try to make them comfortable and post, if they get injured, I see athletes discarded. So athletes looking for, they are human beings too. So for me, as much as I'm disappointed, you really have to wonder if these athletes are seeking the future, especially. We have to really think because, okay, look at Brianna Liston. I haven't heard anything about any news. We don't know if the JAAA is asking how she's going. She have an injury. Is it healing? Is she getting the right treatment? The right fit? Who is asking about Brianna Liston, coach? Who's asking? We don't see it in the public. We don't see it in the media. Elaine, even though Elaine may have a thing in secret, but who's asking how she's going, how she's getting back together? And I'm seeing this as something happening. We always see when our athlete is down, it's almost like they get discarded. So these are all the things that these young people are more exposed now to the world. And so they will make a choice based on what they see the future looking. So for me, as much as I'm disappointed, I can't say offense. It is what it is. I hope this could be a lesson for the JAAA and the Ministry of Sports. I know that Miss Grange is a good lady who always try to work with them. I hope we could improve how we treat our athletes and try to keep what we have. Yeah, coach, that's my piece.
All right, big up yourself, Carla. Who did that call me? Yo, this mass recruitment is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Yo, me can't believe that all of this come out right before trials. Me not understand. Trevor sent a super chat. Big up yourself. Thanks, coaches, Des, for keeping us informed and up to date on the current happenings in Jamaica's track and field. Big up yourself. I see one next super chat, you know, but the message them are coming quick and fast. Thursday. Let me see if I can find it. Carla, welcome to the show.
Big up yourself.
Carla, me echo. Turn on a TV or something.
Yes, it's turned on already.
All right, before you start talk, AIG, big up yourself on that super chat from Canada. Coach, 3 KC man, coincidence or plan? Man, them are yield. Man said the KC man, them are yield. What go on? Joe Juras, what go on? The KC man, them are yield. Carla, talk your mind.
Yes. Question I want to ask you, and you said something earlier. The whole thing that was mentioned, which was Hendrick Campbell not having a sponsor. And you say it's not as simple as that. Could you enlighten us? Obviously, you know something that we don't. Could you enlighten us on that? Why someone who would place third at an international competition months after still wouldn't have a contract? Of course, I'm not expecting you to know specifics.
No, you'd have to ask the contract. Yeah. You'd have to ask the shoe sponsor them. You know, why wouldn't they pick him up? Look, ask them. Why wouldn't they pick him up?
No, you had said something. It's not as simple as that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the athlete wasn't picked up by a shoe sponsor, it wouldn't be that simple as just coming third. You get what I say? It wouldn't be that simple. No. Because if they saw,
what other
remember,
factors?
Hold on, Carla, you ask me, I'm going to answer you. If they saw him perform at the Olympic Games and they did not pick him up, it probably couldn't be as just simple as you coming third. What has he done subsequent to that, prior to that? I remember shot put on one event where these shoe sponsors were just running sponsor. You have to take them things into consideration.
Okay, I could go more in that, but
yeah, you can't go more. We have whole of time, man. Whole of time. 500 people there and them 1 year, you know.
Okay. But when one looks at, you're gonna say what someone would do before. But when you perform and you perform well at an international stage, let's take a Marcel Jacobs, for example. When he came and he ran and won the 100 meters, that placed him in a certain light. And that caused him to move from even one sponsor to the next, I'm assuming. So he got a bigger contract. It's the same. I was thinking that if you perform, even though you were unknown, I'm not necessarily expecting that you would get a big contract like a 100-meter gold medalist. But the mere fact that you have now, out of how many, 18 were in the flight, and you made it number 3, I would have thought that would have qualified you to at least pick up a contract. But anyways, it's up to them.
But I want to jump over to something else.
To something else. Just want to add that this before you jump over to something else. Even if people perform, remember, it is always at the mercy of the shoe sponsor, you know. And they are looking at other things probably that we are not seeing. Marketability, what you call it now, social media's presence. Me learns a social media's presence is one of those things also that these athletes will and consistency. These are some of the things that they will look at. Not saying that they're the only thing, but this is what I learned recently, that these are some of the things that they look at. So we can't just see a performance alone. I remember Atta Bowling did come and say it, you know, not because you're the fastest person and this and that. That means, you know, you're going to be the one that they put on the pedestal to market. They look at personality and other things too.
Personality and all of that. Yeah. I understand that.
Okay, cool.
Yes. I want to come over now to the you know, with the what is it? 3KC men and the other one. That will be going to Turkey. I guess this hits home and it hits hard because, well, one is a gold medalist, one is a bronze, and the Pinnock. Did Pinnock get a medal?
Yeah, man. Pinnock is a silver medalist.
Pinnock is a silver medalist, yes. And we expected Jaden to have, you know, landed gold, but something happened. I believe it hits harder than when Jake and the other one went to, sorry, don't mean to be disrespectful, just can't recall name now. When they went to Turkey and when the others went to Bahrain. At that point in time, if we should classify those guys, they were like the possibly B or C rated athletes.
Yeah.
So them going, it was like, okay, these we understand that because they would never compete with our guys at the time to make the team.
Right.
But when we have a country now coming and you're the cream of the crop, really. You talk about Babylon system. It's almost like that.
But let me pause you a little bit there, Carla. They might be the cream of the crop in the field event, but field event is not seen as the cream of the crop. According to what?
Yes.
According to how the athletes would have expressed themselves. One of the athletes I heard saying, if you, a matter of fact, when the athletes see the figure, the athlete indicated that them child them think about right away. And without hesitation, they make the decision. So you have to look on it from that standpoint too.
Yes, I'm saying how it hits us as the fans, how it hits us.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at. I'm not saying a matter of right or wrong.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Well, if they are not gonna press you that you have to change your name and you have to change your religion and all of that, because I believe one or two of them we saw change their name, so I don't know if they will make certain demands. I don't know where these people will live and train. So stuff like that, you know, if it were me, I would stuff like that I would consider, not just the money. But for them, they have to think about their future. It's theirs.
I remember in negotiation, they would have talked about all of those things, you know. And making the negotiation and these things come up, you'd ask your questions pertaining to, you know, all of these variables. And then probably the money in your eye from, you know, even asking pertinent question, because a big figure.
Yeah.
Is it, man?
Big figure. Yeah, never seen that before. Yeah, he can do that. But I just hope they have people guiding them well. As I say, not blaming them. I am elsewhere myself because I'm trying to secure a future for myself.
Oh,
so I can't necessarily blame.
Okay, so you're part of a brain drain too.
Well, put it this way. For me, brain drain, I believe I contributed to Jamaica. And I tried to contribute even more, but it just wouldn't work.
Okay.
So I had to seek greener pastures elsewhere. So, but then definitely I'm not like in competition. No one is cheering for me. But another thing that I have, because obviously this is well, I could be wrong, but we're thinking that this is going to become more prevalent. And I heard you speaking about the possibly even some coaches that they are
a mass
after.
recruitment that go on. Mass, I tell you.
Yes. And I think I'm just wondering how this would affect track and field at the grassroots level, because if track and field is affected at the grassroots level, then give it another 30 years. No one would be coming back to look at our athletes, because you would have somehow destroyed the foundation. So I'm not saying it is. I am just thinking of, will this affect the grassroots level?
Well,
Because
I'm not certain if it is going to affect it, you know, because why would they want to disrupt the reservoir when they know that the reservoir?
But this is the thing. This is the thing, you know. One might not be coming necessarily to disrupt, you know. You're coming to reap the benefits. It's just like
but if you do it from the grassroots, you're gonna disrupt the reservoir. So they
but this is what I was saying.
They'll probably court them throughout that process.
Yes, but if you start now, let's say you start doing that. I'm not Grace Kennedy, I can't, but look at the that we have. We're pouring in money into our boys and girls champs and whatever. And let's just say we're not sure why. Something happens that they might feel that, you know what, this really isn't beneficial to us again. And they start pulling out. I know we have a very strong track culture in the school system. I know that. But what if that gets disrupted? That's what I'm thinking of. I'm not saying it will happen in 2 or 5, but what if 30 years down the line, champs that is known worldwide doesn't carry that type of vim and vigor, and yeah, we're just another track nation. That is what I'm thinking of. Will this affect? I know for now it might not affect it, in the sense that you're going to possibly have, someone came to mind, one of our athletes who she's doing very well as a sprinter. I'm talking in high school now, very, very well. And I just think, will her coach be enticed to move with her? I'm not going to call name because, she's a budding sprinter on the female side who came to prominence, we would say 2 to 3 years ago. What would prevent her? What would prevent some, and the one that I'm speaking of that I have in mind is not from one of the traditional track schools. But if that coach is enticed, and she's enticed, and some others are enticed, what will happen? Casey will still win champs, but will we have quality athletes?
Carla?
I guess that's where my thoughts are going.
You're onto something, very much so.
I mean, I follow this. Yes, I follow this thing, this track and field thing. I might not know every single thing, but I am looking at now. Something else comes to mind. I know you're hosting a show. I could just call somebody name and people run with it. That one, so I don't want. But let's think of a guy now. You would know who I'm talking. From the school that produces a lot of good female track, and he has performed so well in the half lap event. What if he could be right for the picking? He and the other one who is running the 400, because they seem to be so bad. What of the coach? The coach was dissed majorly by someone. What if they now come for that coach and say, hey, we see your work that you're doing here, come over with our athletes? I'm sure if they give her let me not say sure.
That's a part, but Carla, let me stop you. That's a part of the whole recruitment plan too,
Yeah.
Me I tell you that a part of the recruitment plan. Me tell you to say it's a mass recruitment,
Yes. So if it's a mass recruitment, Coach Breezy, mass, I figure if it's mass, I figure they're going to have eyes even on some of these high school coaches. Yes, GC Foster is producing, but oftentimes you take a senior coach, you grow under them for some time for you to become world class. So what affecting goes back to my whole point again. When I say grassroots, don't get me wrong, I wasn't talking like prep school and basic. I'm considering high school to be grassroots, that whole thing. If you disrupt that, you know, what happens? What happens?
Yeah,
and someone mentioned earlier.
Wouldn't it also allow another coach who probably was the assistant, to actually step into the fore and start to hone their talent and craft and basically step to the fore?
Yes,
so
yes, it can create because it can create. Yes,
that aspect of it we can look at,
Yes, there's that aspect. I don't deny that. But when I said Babylon system earlier, well, not necessarily, but I look at it from a biblical perspective, because some people probably not understanding when I say this. That when Babylon went to Jerusalem at the first, what do you call it now, exile.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ever riffraff they took. They took the brightest.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. These were guys who could learn the language of the Chaldeans.
Mm-hmm.
They could understand mysteries. They went for the best. And then after now, you weaken the place, you go in for another kill. Jerusalem was. So when I spoke of Babylon system, it was this. It wasn't white or anything. It's like you're going after the cream of the crop. And when you take away the cream of the crop, sometimes those who are left, they lose heart. They don't. So even though we might say create an opportunity, sometimes it can cause like you just give up. But one would say our track history is too strong that could never happen. But I hope it doesn't. But these are concerns. But again, it hits from the standpoint of someone looking on, not just someone looking at, a fan of the sport. But I can tell someone one has to secure their future.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, I could not see Jamaica giving that money to someone for just being an athlete. I wouldn't support that as much as I love track. I believe we need more MRI machine and CT scans and stuff like that that can benefit everyone. And I don't have a problem with trying to. Obviously, I'm a fan, but so people will now have to decide. You can't take what do you call it? Nationalistic pride to the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have to, as Bolt had said, sometime after the Asafa interview, that he was offered whatever, but for him. So there will be still some that love country. But I will, appreciate those who love country as well and want to represent. But it's interesting times. You asked the question, this coming right before trials. Is it, I don't know, is this also a calculated plan to, just to say to, I don't know if it would be top tier or tier B athletes or whatever, that, hey, there are opportunities open for you. Question I ask you before you go, because you mentioned...
Before I go or before you go?
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned 3. You said Turkey, Bahrain, and Turks. By the Turks, do you mean Turkmenistan?
I don't know though, to be honest.
Okay, because you said Turks and I wasn't, because I know Bahrain, I know Turkey. Was it no, man, it wouldn't be Turkmenistan. No, that country is extremely closed off. There was a country that an athlete for Kenya ran for some in the 20, what was it? Was it 2020, 2021 Olympics or 2016? It's one of these former Soviet states. And I remember she won a race and she didn't even have a flag. It's one that was involved. I'm not saying she was guilty, but something of doping had come up with her. I believe she had run the 3,000 steeplechase or something like that. Well, Bahrain, Turkey, and which other country could that be? Well, whenever you find out what Turks is, let us know. We'll be listening.
Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos?
Mm-hmm.
Really? So Turks and Caicos running independently now? I thought they ran with Great Britain. Okay. I thought they ran with Great Britain. All right then, coach.
Yeah, man. Big
Are
up
you have
yourself.
listened to
Thanks for the call.
me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right, good.
All right. A pure turkey are going in there somewhere. Right now, I'm tired, people. I feel like we just end the live because this, it I get overbeard, you know. Wayne, call in, Wayne. Wayne, call in. But you see, Wayne, the problem is that, you know, as a caller said before, it is because it is at Jamaica's doorstep where we are talk like that. So World Athletics need to step in. And I put it to you, they might not step in because no, man, it's not 1 hour per call. It's when the callers when me not hear no more caller come in, I will just listen to the caller that is online, you know. You see me, I say? Wait there, it's all in the bird family, Wayne. Chicken yesterday with the KFC thing, and now a turkey today. Boy, them knows the Jamaica love a bird. Jaja and turkey in a summer. People, me telling you, somebody message me and say, coach, you need to come, me have some information for you. You need to come off of the live. But we're not in the live so quick. We can't wait for that information there. All right, I'm putting number so we can call. Sometimes people them watch on them big TV, you know, them can't see number. One said chicken yesterday, now turkey today. Oh, we say everybody I come to roast. Then that me I tell a Kimani, man. This no sound right, Virgin. This make me I think conspiracy. One day if I KFC were run yesterday, free KFC were run yesterday. One day if I that did the plan, forget the people them distracted at KFC if it just run in. Eh? Wonder if I that go on. Jesus, peace. Eh? One day for that go on, people. KFC and a 50 years and you get 500,000. Nah, man. Yo. New gent. Mr. Akira put up something on the internet, you know. Peer laugh. Akira laugh, you know. Akira just put up a laughing thing and cut. And you want to see comments them under it. Some athletes just know say, yo, them just a laugh. Because it's like them a say, long time we are telling you this not J3. See what I go on now? The athletes them a step. Seeing? The athletes them a step. Shem, we want to hear from you, you know. Me I call Shem. Me I call people in the night. Because me alone now sit down.
Hi.
Shem, you're live, you know. People them want to hear from you. Talk.
Coach, where did you call? Me so sudden.
So you call it answer then.
This is too much.
Talk to Shemi. People want to hear from you.
What do they want?
I will say then confirm Nugent. Hey, I wanna go on with.
I'm still in shock. What do they want to hear? I'm so in shock right now.
The people say first the container are full, wash up ashore, KFC give a free chicken, and now a turkey. A pea bird. What really are going?
This is a mass exodus on our athletes.
Shem,
oh my goodness.
What do you think about it differently? Apart
to be honest with you, trust me, I see some persons asking for pressure pills. I need some myself.
I link Ninja phone to get the pressure pill.
See, they're saying that Nugent might be.
No bother the foolishness boy your ear say Nugent confirm, you know. No bother with it, Dandino. No bother with it. We can't manage it. We don't need no more than news there tonight. If we don't have it, keep it.
I wouldn't be surprised. She's from that Arkansas group as well. Look at the athletes that are that have been confirmed so far. They had some form of link with Arkansas. I really don't know how the setup is over there because some of them are at Kansas now. Some remain at Arkansas, but I don't know. Something is going on. Something is brewing, and more to come. As I've been saying, ban on a belly. Ban on a belly because it's going to get worse. Based on what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing, it's going to get worse. Jamaican track and field is in shambles right now.
Yeah, man,
is there a need for a trials? Because some of the athletes that have their names on the list, they're not. They're going to switch. So what is the purpose of the trials? That's what I want to know.
You still like you want them when I switch.
How do we know who is not switching? How do we know? Because everything is in secrecy right now.
Wayne, you have to call upon WhatsApp, Wayne. WhatsApp. You don't have WhatsApp on your phone. Shem. Some people,
yes.
You're right about that because of the uncertainty, you know, but the latest update is that some people are going to wait till after trials. So the trials are going to go on, and then them decide.
I don't think that those athletes. Okay, so some of them are still undecided.
Yeah, but if they make a team, they may not think them all go. Okay, it might be
you're sure about that? No, because these athletes that have been confirmed so far are medal contenders. That's 3 potential medals that has gone down the drain for Jamaica because of this recent revelation. So how are we to say that more medal contenders are not in the pipeline? I heard over Twitter tonight, a few around 30 minutes ago, they're saying that the Turkish officials came to Jamaica and they have been going to the prominent clubs, and one of the prominent clubs coaches even run them. I wonder who that the coach that will run them. But it's deeper than we're not even seeing what is going on.
All coaches, them are something.
I heard that it's a raid. It's a raid on Jamaican athletes.
I know athletes alone, so all coaches. I tell you no.
Okay.
A big thing are going on. Man, then come in with them shilling and just a dangle it. But me see one news item say the J3 they are not aware of any switching, you know. So me I wonder.
They are not aware because they're in the dark. They don't know what's happening under their eyes.
Me I wonder which.
So this is all new to them as well.
I wonder which somebody if come in your yard and you don't know. If anybody come in my
Wow.
yard, you know, and me left something right there, so you know, me I gonna know if you pass it in it, I gonna move and me I gonna know, you know.
That is what I'm saying. How are they not aware of this?
That is strange. But they are aware still. Me things are not no so they are aware. Because one particular person who worked closely with them, I see that person supporting what is happening because the person is saying that, I mean, you have other industries that move, so this shouldn't be something that is strange. What is happening right now? Because teachers
Listen
move,
to me. This is
doctors,
going to have an adverse effect
nurses.
on our athletics program. Reason being, how are we going to attract sponsors as well as other support if all our top athletes are going elsewhere? What are they going to invest in? It's serious. It's more serious than we're even looking at it right now.
But are we struggling with sponsorship right now? Because
I believe so. I believe there's more that can be done.
Right. So
Kishen is an Olympic silver medalist, right? I don't see any corporate sponsors. Kishen have any local sponsorship. How is that? I believe he's a marketable athlete. He's very popular. How is it that Kishen does?
But again, Shem, if he's a marketable athlete, is he putting himself out there in that way? Because when we hear from them thing, then that is what these people look at. And apparently, probably them will look for something specifically that the athletes need to do on their social media platform. I don't know what it is, but that is one of the things when we hear. So them know.
Well, from last year to this year, I've seen where his following has grown. Because when he's, trust me, he has garnered over 50,000 followers after the Olympics.
And you would know that shit.
And yes, and coach, he's one of Kishen. I'm a big fan of Kishen. But what I'm saying is, I'm not really seeing as what you're saying. We have to also look at how they market themselves as well, because they have to put themselves out there. But I do see potential in Kishen. So I'm wondering how nobody's looking. I've seen athletes that have lesser marketability than Kishen getting sponsorship. So why hasn't anyone approached him yet?
That's a good question.
So we have to take these things into consideration. And more athletes are in the pipeline to go as well. It's trust me, this is very shocking to me right now.
Discouraging one.
Yes. I mean, I'm not. To be honest, I'm not even interested in trials. This whole news has taken over every landscape in Jamaica right now. And
we should have a prep. We should have a prep for trials, no. And
we should be. Yes, this should have been a prediction show, but instead, everyone is in trust me, and right now I am confused because I don't know what is happening. How many more are there? How many more are considering?
Whole heap, because people are waiting till after trials. Me I'll have a call for go on after, because me know say, you see, once that person they link me know say that's some deep information me I get to know. All right. Serious information I go drop. Can me get that, me now itch, me I bust it up.
Wow.
Me I check your list up until now. Nothing of Elaine, Javier Brown. The last person enter right now. Kemaro.
And as you're saying, they still can participate at the trials, and we still don't know that they're planning to switch.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Yeah, we can see a national champion, and we're saying, wow, this look like a medal prospect for Jamaica, but it's that person is not. And I think some of them are waiting on the trials too, because that would improve their marketability to say, okay, I am the national champion.
Yes, Shem, you're right. That's so. You lick one nail on the head. That's so.
Oh boy. We just have to watch and see right now. I'm just watching and seeing, and I'm just preparing for the worst.
Jaja.
But I know that what is J3 doing right now? That is what I'm wondering, because with all of this, what are they going to do? They can't do nothing.
I don't think them can do nothing. I think them can do nothing at all, you know. Nothing at all them can do.
And look at this right now. What about the sponsors for the national trials? How are they going to look at this? Because they're investing money, and we're investing for a team to be sent to the World Championship, and it's not a guarantee that who make the team will actually show up or will actually go.
Yeah, I will up a question I forgot to ask now for real. Yeah, some good points that, because let me inform the people. The athletes can make up their mind to switch and still come to the trials and perform and compete. Right? That because they would have made that decision, that doesn't mean that they can't be at the trials. Yeah, they can still be at the trials. But the fact is that they can't represent Jamaica. But like Shem said, they can use winning as a bargaining tool or chip.
Yes.
You see me? Yeah, man. Shem, I know more you on the line though, but we'll get our next call and we're going to hear who that.
Okay, all right. Take care.
Big up yourself. Some good points, I make.
Okay.
Welcome to the show. You're live.
Yeah, coach, you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed in everything that's going on. Not disappointed in the athletes. I'm not. I'm disappointed so it has come to this. But I understand from the athlete's perspective, and more make two salient points. Right. I remember about a year ago, a particular member of the J3 called Frano and Ass on regional television. And I remember going in his comment section and saying to him, you know, this is arguably the greatest, when I say sprint coach, but him coach more than that, arguably the greatest athletics coach in our modern times. And you said it on a regional program. So people all over the region heard you call him an ass. And I said to him, apologize to the man. Like, you can have a difference of opinion. However, you attack the person's argument. You don't get personal, right? He didn't apologize. The Taekwondo Tracy issue, he didn't like that. I think that was the way them do the youth, because him talk out about some impact his contract and his career was wrong. The young lady that did the shot put, I think it's shot put she do.
Yeah, man.
I remember.
I first clip me play for the night.
Coach, I remember that young lady a couple of years ago saying her mother had to provide the massages for her. Her mother gave up money when she could have make to make sure say her daughter all right? I remember a person on TV in Jamaica saying, and I quote, she a pitney, she need nipple buckle, she need nipple buckle, she don't know what to do. You can't do people
They
like
said that? Who said that?
Coach, me not call him name, but it was because I'm not in Jamaica, but I saw that on, I think it was on YouTube. It was a coach, him head ball. I think him coach high school and him head ball. Him have a ball head and it big. And he said, she no man, I mean I try to be funny, you know, but
no, man, how you say it, man? Me, no, I just me a laugh. I just me a laugh, man. Don't worry about that.
yeah. But him say, She need nipple buckle. She need nipple buckle. Coach, it hurt me. Because it says to me the people in the administration do not respect the coaches that we have, even though they're absolutely world class. I'm kind of get emotional. And them don't respect our athletes. So even though they're switching, it hurt me, no coach. But I understand. So I'm willing to forgive them. No, I'm not gonna cheer for them when they run for Turkey and I jump. I'm not gonna do that.
No.
But I understand, coach. And I think it is people see the taekwondo Tracy because listen, and here's my problem with the fans. Here's my issue with the fans, coach. We cuss the athletes more than we defend them. When taekwondo come out and talk, how much are we go attack the J3s the way we attack the athletes when them don't bring on medals? Right? At the end of the day, them career short. And my suggestion, my suggestion with this thing is we can never compete with Turkey in terms of the financial benefits. But can we get like the private sector and we say, yeah, we try for, and this is in hindsight now, because everything gone through the door already. Here what we try for do, we try to make sure say your rent is paid, we try to make sure say you have groceries, and we try help you with your insurance. You get me, I say? Them little things. So when we make sure say you eat, you can train adequately, and if God forbid they get injured, we cover some of your insurance. You know, things like that. So you have a roof over your head, you know, necessarily if you uncover and try to cover your utilities as much as possible. Maybe we could have said to them, listen, we can only cover these things if you are in Jamaica. Meaning we can't really cover it if you're gonna live overseas. If you live overseas, then you're on your own. We can't really cover that. We might offer a basic stipend, but not more than that. But these are things. But sometimes when you hear the people in the J3s talk and them compound programs and them talk, it seems like it's a bully thing. Like we're the boss, only they beneath we, only can only do what we say to do. You get me? I say? And it was always going to lead to this because it's a different generation, coach. Their mentality is very different from me, very different from you, where we would have probably take it, and say, all right, we still a run for country, and even when if we broke when it all said and done, them youth are not in that, coach, and we can't wrong them. We can't wrong them. I think I could do it? No, but I'm from a different generation. And I'm not go wrong the youth them. People are say for put context in what the man say. Fine, whatever. Only can say we need to put context in whatever. The taekwondo Tracy situation remains true. The situation with the young lady and how it was handled remains true. And the fact say somebody in a J3s came on regional TV and called Frano and asked remains true. We don't need a context in none of them something. Right? If the athletes don't feel respected and feel like them can talk to the head of the body or whatever, then it'll go where it go. It goes sideways and there's nothing we can do about it. It's unfortunate though. So that is basically my 2 cents. Disappointed, but I'm not disappointed in the athletes, and I wish them the best. I cannot say I'll cheer for them, but I hope hope everything work out for them, and I hope J3 is try because the person where they attack you and basically I say I lie, I tell I make up things. Him call back?
No, he not call back, man.
What you mean him not? No man, you need to call him, coach.
No,
don't wait
have his number. When the number they come in and have multiple numbers, me not see name them.
Yeah, no,
when they come up on the screen.
Coach, we need to hear from the man. We need to hear from we need to hear from him, coach. We need to know. We need to hear from him, man. We need to hear what really are going on.
He not calling back, man.
Well, we will see, like I say, but that are my 2 cents for me add, coach. Big up and good night.
All right, big up yourself.
Yeah, man.
The man say emotional people, so you know say that one they cut deep, The voice sound familiar, but that's one of them thing there. Just one of them thing there. Objectivity, you don't have nothing to say. Objectivity, afraid to call you, Oh my word. Can't believe that this truck's gone to, Carla, good night. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Coach.
Good evening. Hello?
I wanted to, yes, I'm here. I wanted to find out what type of role does the J, am I on your show now?
Yeah, man, you're live, man.
Okay, let me turn on the TV fast.
The person that is calling in now, you have to call WhatsApp.
I want to know what type of role does the J3A play in all of this? Because when I called in last year when they were having difficulty with the way they treated the athletes when they went to France, and some of these officials who are not teenagers, these are old men who are coming back at that lady who does the she throws I can't remember if it's discus or the other thing, but they came at her because they wouldn't allow her husband, who is a coach, to accompany her and support her and guide her in these moments when you're nervous and you want to do your best. And I was quite disappointed because these grown old men were not using their years of experience to support these people who are giving their all. And all of us have heard these people slave from 4 a.m. in the sun and at night, and they have to follow a certain regimen to be at their best, and they're not getting the support from these people. And I'm positive they wouldn't be having those jobs if they weren't getting good pay. So where do they fall in all of this, in seeing what they need to be doing in order to assist these people who are giving their blood, sweat, and tears?
They will tell you that they don't have the money. And I mean, J3s cannot compete with these sort of monies that, was presented to the athlete.
But don't they have anybody on staff who could do, just as someone said, call these athletes who might not be showing up and say, what's going on? You have registered. Nobody in there as a person that can reach out to give support for these people who are helping these grown old men keep their jobs, because they're the ones that give them the jobs. If these athletes strike and don't perform, or they're losing because they're not getting the support, or they're not training enough, these people should not have a job. They should be kicked out. But when I spoke to you last year, you indicated it's hard to get rid of it because it's an old boys club, and it's a political boys club.
Based on how their constitution is, it's difficult to get them out. Somebody has to be within. No outsider can penetrate it. That's all I can say.
It sounds illegal. It doesn't sound normal.
It's not. Remember, it's a non-profit organization. So you can't really look on it that it sounds like that what you're saying. It's a non-profit organization. They're not governed by certain things.
So if they're not functioning at their best in order to support the people who help them keep their job,
nobody can touch them. It is
what can be done for the athletes and for the sport?
What can be done?
Seeing that these people have
what can be done was done. The athletes realize that they can't help them, so they are looking a better way. So they take the help that came their way.
And I can't blame the athletes, because most of us have done that. We did it 20, 30, 40 years ago. And we have to survive. And some of it is because of the dangers that were going on in Jamaica. Some of it is financial, or both. But I am not blaming these young men, or if there are women joining them, I can't blame them one bit, because they're not getting any older. Every second of the day, their age creeps up, and the next thing you know, I have an injury, or I've gotten too old and I'm not as fast or not as strong. So they have to seize the moment.
Right. I remember the sport is not one that they have long lifespan in terms of how long they can compete.
Exactly. And Jamaica cannot get angry with them. Just as I said, teachers fly away, nurses fly away, doctors do, and some of these politicians rob us and fly away with all our money. So I'm telling you, it's these young men have to do what they do. One of them, the guy who throw that brown ball, he works at a fast food place. Plus, he has to be at his top best. So he had to be totally dedicated and disciplined in order to have reached that height of getting the bronze medal. So something has to be done. This nonprofit, maybe they need competition. Somehow, this is not working. This is not working. And if something is not working, then and we keep expecting a change and not make some concerted effort, whether from outside, and it sounds like it's a closed door system, so you can't penetrate it. So something else needs to be done. I don't know what it is, but hopefully some bright minds might put their head together in this state of panic and decide we need to do something differently. But this is not working. This is wrong. And these people are scraping the bottom of the barrel in order to survive. And that's totally, totally not right. And I said they have to do what they have to do, and God bless them. And we shouldn't boo them when we see them, and we should congratulate them, even with our minds, if we're not going to do it outright. But we should not be angry with them. They are doing what they need to do in order to survive. As many of us have done to survive, we've left. And God bless them.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening.
No problem.
But
Thank you for your call.
I do hope somebody comes up with something different, because this is not working. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Bye-bye.
Why people ain't so depressed there, man, I tell you. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, man. What going?
Not much. Objectivity.
I lie. Let me see what objectivity you're bringing.
So listen, my heart heavy.
Well, me hear what you're saying. Can't you that?
my heart heavy, but like the other callers say, me not blame the athletes them. Can't blame the athletes them. What I will say though is, I think me can't root for them. I'm not going to root against them, but me can't root for them.
Yeah.
Because it's a Jamaican thing for me. I said this to someone that come Olympics, if a Jamaican not participate, me not really check for the event there, And I suspect that would be the case for even the 100 meters. That's just how me roll with when we're watching the track and field thing. So if the athletes, another point what I want to make before me leave, being hungry, for want of a better word, hungry is motivation enough to strive to throw or run fast or whatever. Them kind of money, me not think say when you get them kind of money, you become comfortable. You're going to have to self-motivate when you're comfortable. A friend did say years ago, say the road to success is not, or is can be paved with luxuries or something to that effect. It's better if you train on a grass field than a state of the art. When you come up, you have to know what the struggle it takes. So I really expect nothing from, with maybe exception of Jason Hibbert, because he's a top tier talent that probably will have his say. But Stone and them guys, if he says Stone are going to be this world beater that we're going to be missing, and him going to be winning goals to Turkey and all of that. So I don't think them things ever happen. So I really check for that. No, the sprinters.
The only reason why I would agree with you, because before him compete for them internationally, you know, it probably take about 2-3 years, you know.
Right.
Because the Olympic Games, them probably are, you know. That's the
Right,
only
right.
reason why I would agree with it, because you know, a lot of things can happen over that time span.
Right.
And the truth
And
also is that he can also do well. He can preserve him.
no, he can do well.
Remember say, man gonna have him money now, you know. Objectivity.
Right.
So he's able to get the best treatment, do like a LeBron James and ensure say him body intact and all of them something they call money drop. Money can spend.
Right.
So you have to look at
I
it from
agree with
both
that.
perspective.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I've seen in so many cases where when people get the money, we see that a lot in a basketball. You know, you have this athlete animal, you know, work for that first big contract. And after him get that first big contract, he's an ordinary player after that. Very few of them.
Mm-hmm.
You have more people that get the big contract and then plateau or even dip than you have athletes that get the big contract and continue to ascend. And the one that usually continue to ascend are the really special talents, right? Which is why I mentioned Jaden, because I think, to me, him look like him one of those that, if him healthy, can probably break the world record. You know what I mean? So that's how me I look on him. But the rest of them can go on. And as far as, you know if Brianna Liston is on the list. But if she is and she gone, me can't wait for the matchup. 100-meter finals, 2028. Tia, Tina, and Brianna. Let's do this again. Anyway, me gone, boss.
All right.
Me go cry myself to sleep.
All right, so.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna hear what objectivity can talk about tonight night. Yeah. Carla, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Good night. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I am in distress. I hardly know what to say. And I saw where someone on the comment is saying that Akira Nugent is a part of that. I'm hoping is not so.
I hope that the people are just calling name because them just figure say people might switch to, so them just a call name. I don't think them serious.
Okay, so, but you know why I'm distressed is because we know that all the persons that have been confirmed, or most of them are our medal contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I don't know, but I'm hoping that we have to look at it in this way. Hopefully, we can have persons who can come up and replace, and JAAA will come up with something or even the private investors can come up with something to help the athletes to stay in Jamaica. While persons will go away because of money, you'll have some persons who are still they're still loyal to Jamaica, but we have to give them something.
Yeah.
So just wanted to say that most persons that have called in, I feel their pain because I'm feeling the pain too. I cannot believe that Pinnock is gone, Jaden. Well, Stoner just came on the other day, but let's hope that nothing more. I'm crossing my fingers that nothing more will come.
More come, man. More come.
Coach, I feel like you know something that you're not saying.
No, I'm telling you what I know. Athletes are gonna wait until after trials, and so we are gonna hear more names are come out.
Okay, so I'm gonna be watching. I'm watching from. No, they said they don't know about Brianna Liston. I'm looking to see if anything is gonna come out. I know that other persons want to call, but congratulations on the work you're doing, and I'll continue to look out.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Big up yourself.
Okay.
And big up the person
Bye-bye.
at the background too.
Oh, that's my husband. He always watch you.
Yeah, man. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, so Sanchez Blake is saying patriotism without any ROI is ludicrous. Anyone saying they wouldn't have jumped on the chance is disingenuous. Rooting for them. Big up yourself. Sanchez for that super chat. Let me see what go on in that chat. Message me, I'll check over there, so. What if when all of them, Jesus please, they would know they would have doom. No world championship. See old coach screened a while ago. Yo, Jonel, stop watching me now, man. Stop watch my eyes. Wee. What me know, Shem? Brian has switched a long time, so the surprise. Hold on, Maxine a call back. Maxine, welcome back.
Coach, you know why I call back? Let me tell you something.
No, me don't know why you call back.
No, you look down. You look down, right? And,
no, man, me up, man. Me up, man. What you talking?
Listen to me. Everybody's like they down. Listen, all is not lost, coach. All is not gone. You understand me? And until we concrete that all are who already are confirmed that they are gonna leave, well, they make their own choice, right? Because as I said, I am a Jamaican. I live in a foreign country, but I don't change my passport. I don't give up my nationality. I only have a permanent residency. You understand what I'm saying? Because reading further up, they offered me the citizenship and I said, no, I need my Jamaican passport. Yeah, that's what I'm saying? So,
but you could have it two of them. You could have it two of them.
No. I ain't no do that. So I don't want the two of them. We still can have papers and we can travel the other way. You understand me? I'm a born Jamaican, I'm gonna stay that way. Because let me tell you something. The thing that treat enough of us, I don't want to hear the name Jamaica. As I told us, Jamaica to the world. Jamaica is a country like stand like the rock of Gibraltar. You understand me? Jamaica is great. So everybody in this world wants a piece of Jamaica. Everybody would want. They think they don't see what you say about do. So everybody wants somebody to say, oh yes, they're great too. They're great. You understand me? So this big money, I agree, it's big money that they come and so they weren't gonna come and give them a little chicken change because they're gonna laugh at them. So they offer them big money to roll them in. But I wish them all the best. But as I say to you, grass is never always green on the other side.
So hold on, let me ask you this. The grass green up on your side?
No.
So so why you not come home?
No. I come home, I go and come. I go and come. I go and come and I tell my husband next year, I'm going home. I'm finishing my house and I'm going home.
So you're going to leave your husband?
No, he said he will come. He come and he'll go. But of course, let me tell you something. My mind literally changed from foreign country. I'm not going to lie to you. Jamaica, what's going on in there? Going on anywhere. Jamaica's better than foreign country. You can get some healthier food in Jamaica to eat more than foreign country. It's a good thing frozen food I don't eat. You understand me? I try to eat as best. Or when you live foreign, live Jamaica. If I was going to foreign country now, we think, oh yes, we're going to meet up in a better road. Let me tell you something. Some things where I see people do in foreign country, they never do it in Jamaica. You hear me? I'm telling you, that's what I know. So I pray and I'm asking God to just, they make their choice and asking God, the few will leave to represent us. Just let us just endorse them, pray for them, encourage them, know that they're stepping away. No, as I say, the J3 or whatever, I hope they'll step in now. You understand me? And gives them what due to them. Respect them. You understand me? Be there for them.
Yeah.
Right? Respect them more. Give them more what they need as what they can afford. You know, Jamaica can afford no big money like them other like Turkish and whatever they say them recruiting them. You understand me? But let's know. This is a learning process. I just said the same issue that was going on with the J3 with Miss Dad when she was complaining about what happened to her when they go to Paris. I was listening to that and Troy Contra Tracy. I was listening to that and it was very hurt. We must stand up for them now for what we have. We show respect for them. You understand me? Ain't nobody gonna get a big chunk of money and gonna turn it down. No, sir.
All right, we'll get the next call, Maxine. So big up yourself.
Yeah, man, I big up yourself and thank you doing a wonderful job. Let's keep the faith and you will do the best. Okay, sir?
All right, cool.
Right.
I missed the call. Call back, caller. Hey, me a laugh, you know. And Maxine, me did a laugh off, you know. Somebody say, MED say breaking news. Rasheen McDonald gone to North Korea. What a wicked person. Caller, welcome to the show.
Hi, Coach. This is Danielle Holland.
What go on, Danielle?
So I'm here, and you know, I just watch the show and I listen. I'm always watching, always listening.
Yeah, man.
But you know, I just look because I kind of feel away. You know, up in my feelings.
Yeah, coming to the Judas argument. Don't come see make a comment.
No. I just laugh about that. I like that, man.
Okay.
But no, I'm just talking about the athletes representing other nations. So, you know, I've been watching track and field basically all my life. So I feel like, you know, start feeling like they're a part of you, you're a part of them, and we're all one family. But at the end of the day, different people migrate. They go, like the lady who was just talking on the show just now, she had me starting to think, because people migrate all the time. Our teachers leave, our nurses leave, our doctors leave. They go other countries for other opportunities. It's the same thing here. It's just that because we don't see them, we don't feel like we're a part of them as much as how we feel like we're a part of the athletes. You get where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
So the athletes represent the nation, and it gives us a feeling of pride.
Pride and joy,
you know?
Yeah.
We take out our jersey and we'll wear, we'll come out and we'll support them and we'll celebrate them. But at the same time, whenever we hear that, oh, this person in parliament in another country has some Jamaican connection, we cheer for them. This person is a district attorney in New York and they have their father was a Jamaican, we feel like they belong.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that if the athletes that we know who are now representing Jamaica choose to go somewhere for whatever it is that is more beneficial for them, we feel like we can't root for them anymore because they're not representing Jamaica anymore. When we root for everybody else in other fields that represent Jamaica in other countries, it kind of seems a little, you know, hypocritical on our part. If we were to look at it from a larger scale, it's just because the surgeon them way I work in some different country, we're not seeing them, but we're seeing the athletes every day on TV.
Mm.
You get me? So it feel like it's closer to home, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Good
Me
point.
have a different question now, though.
Mm.
I want to know what exactly does the JAAA do? What are they for?
That's a very good question, you know.
Because
in a nutshell, how would I put it? They are the governing body for athletics in Jamaica.
But if there are no athletes, there's no J3As.
Mm-mm.
And J3A make it look like the athletes depending on them more than they're depending on the athletes. Because even the little brother we called last night, them name, Edley, whatever, that man there. Yeah.
People are going to wait for Enley for call back tonight, but him not call.
That person who called in last night, he said some deep stuff. Him said something where I'm like, okay, so this is how they're thinking, and that's why they treat the athletes the way that they treat them.
because they feel like the athletes need them more than they do need the athletes. And this move right now, I hope they wake up and realize, I wish all the coaches could just come together, form another organization that just supersedes J3. I don't know how, maybe it's just a wish, and just get rid of them, because them just, like I said, I feel like they're just too comfortable.
It's hard to do still, you know.
Coach, you keep on, I said that, you know, but...
No, man, if remember, I said them, listen, them on World Athletics, they are the governing body where answer to athletics. Now, you know, you have to go through back some more for rigmarole to get in the same country, another organization or association where you answer. So that pretty much you have to put them to the side. I mean, I don't think they would have stand for that.
Yeah, but Donald Corey and Merlin after them did I run under J3A?
I don't know.
They started from somewhere.
I mean, if them did a run under J3s?
Like, was the J3A, were they the governing body at the time of like a Donald Corey?
Yeah.
Them never did look like them did I give so much trouble, or true, we never know anything about them at that time.
Remember, say YouTube never did so prominent in them, man. And YouTube,
true, social media yeah.
come reveal a lot of things where, you know, people have a voice. The athletes them can post things, you know, people start link people, you know, and give information where these information weren't privy until you have the inception of the social media. So the social media landscape really changed how the people them really get information now. Normally people used to read Gleaner. People don't read Gleaner. People don't watch TV. People don't watch TV again. They want to find a news, them go on social media. Twitter, YouTube, even TikTok.
Yeah. So, well, man, I got all up the line.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Daniel, man.
Yeah, good night. Good night, everybody. Man. Yeah, I'm going back in my silent zone.
No,
bye.
Man, you have to call again, man. And nobody with the foolishness. You have to call again.
All right.
All right, cool. Big up, Dwight. Coach, let Erin, the people them say if you call in, you know, Erin. They want to hear you, Erin. Erin, the people them say if you call in. Shania Douglas say, put respect on our name. Well, it's the own athletes pissing on it. I have thought long and hard about this situation. Can't support them athlete there. Exactly, Nikki. I'll call 1 second. All right. If them take we oblique me do check coffee. Yo. Wait say, if them take with oblique, you think oblique, Ovil, hey, Ninja, you have to go back and support Ovil, you know. Big up to the athletes them who are listening to the program, you know. Big up on yourself, you know. And they don't know. We know someone there. Me don't know directly, but can't look on the computer and know someone there, but me know someone there. Seeing? Me know someone there. Oh, the Canadian lady like when me say, seeing? And you know, some people talk to me about that something about, oh, yeah, always I say scene. And you see somebody appreciate the scene. I tell you. Yeah, man, we know so the athletes them there. Other people might there too, you know. Sanchez, big up yourself on that super chat again. National pride may be the fall of many. John was there. Let me see Carl. What Carl question there? The pride for any country comes from knowing your talent is homegrown. What does Turkey and the people of Turkey get out of this? Why? Good question, Carl. Who can answer that question? Asafa go run for Ethiopia in September. Hey, Jeff, I be a trouble you're giving a Jeff. Who are the two junior athletes signed to Turkey? You come here, come and ask or you tell we one track hero. I must tell you something on the quiet, you know. tell you something on that quiet. Olympic medals, Turkey like it to get. Hey, me hear say the Turkish trial I keep next week at Jamaica, you know. Yeah, man, the Turkish, them keep the Turkish trial at Jamaica. A matter of fact, Turkey and Bahrain and Turks. So them three nations there. All right, so Erin a caller now. I just give me floor. Erin Brown, big up yourself. Welcome.
How you doing, coach?
There, I know me I do good enough. By the way, you understand the Jamaican language?
Kinda.
Okay. All right, me I just give you floor, make you talk. Go on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been seeing everything with the turkey recruitment and things of that nature. And I'm surprised that it honestly took this long.
Really?
Yeah. Because if like with all I always see even like the top Jamaican coaches and all the fans always complain about the JAAA and complain about the treatment, how the dates and they don't work around the athletes and the coach's schedule. They just do everything on their own and it's not really transparent, the moves that they're making financially and business wise. So I thought it was really only a matter of time.
They sound like you didn't know something a long time, you know.
Yeah, I've been hearing whispers about stuff like this for a minute. And yeah, I didn't know Turkey would be the place though. But I think it was really good though, especially for like the throwers and the jumpers. Because you gotta think as a thrower, I don't care if you're from the United States, if you're from the UK, they're not paying throwers $500,000.
No.
There's probably one thrower, maybe like a Ryan Krauser or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go win the Olympics, you can go win the World Championships. Oh, you could even go break the world record, and you're still not getting $500,000 as a thrower. So I think financially, I think it's cool to represent your country, but if your country isn't like fully supporting you to the best of their abilities, and there's someone willing to do so, also providing a way larger financial incentive, I think that it's a great move for their future, and it also will help Jamaica and their athletics to actually step up their game, so they won't get their top athletes taken from other countries. Because I think if they're willing to pay the top throwers and jumpers $500,000, what would another country be willing to pay for Keishane Thompson or Sharika Jackson or a Tia Clayton, somebody that's really young and have endless potential?
Yeah. That's a good point. Because if you look at it, even in the recruitment, they're pretty much choosing the young athletes, people who can give them a good lifespan in terms of competition in the sport.
Of course.
So
$500,000 for Turkey, I could see a Saudi Arabia or a Bahrain coming in and offering $5-6 million for Tia Clayton or the Clayton twins or something like that.
Yeah, that's
in the future.
Yeah, that could be possible because look now, if we have 3 countries in the running, Bahrain is one of them, Turkey is one of them. And remember, these 2 countries would have had Jamaicans before, you know. They would have had Jamaicans. A few Jamaicans would have competed for them in the past. So it is not strange that they would be the go-to country. These 2 countries would be the go-to country to get Jamaican athletes. And of course, I played the Daniel Thomas Dodd interview that she had at the Olympic Games. And I mean, persons might see that and realize that, you know, these athletes are really not getting the support. And probably that really opened the can of worm. And people come in and say, yo, the field event athletes performing for Jamaica, why not go for them?
Yeah, of course. And the field events, they really carried at this last Olympics for Jamaica.
So
with a lot of mishaps going on with the sprints.
Yeah, and if we look at it from that perspective, and we can't be sold on the sprints right now, because, you know, the championship is all the way in September. But if we're sure about these medals, and no medal is really sure still now, but if you're doing your broadsheet and you're checking medals, you'd have had these medals a part of your count, and once they are not there anymore, then we'll put ourselves in a spot of bother. So we basically are trimmed down on our medals.
Yeah, probably down with countries like India and countries like that. But I think it will just really make Jamaica step their game up. Them coming in, seeing the best athletes are willing to leave. I think that will make them really turn it up a notch and do things the right way. Maybe.
I hope so. I definitely hope so, because trust me, it's just a bad place in my eyes.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But I think this is like a learning moment for them. But they may not learn. Like they always say, a wise man learns from the mistake of others, and a fool learns from his own. And it seems like they're learning from their own. So we'll see like the type of changes that they decide to make after this whole recruitment process.
Yeah.
Because then you might start seeing countries go recruit out of champs and getting athletes even younger.
And I'm wondering if that is also one of the ploy of even the Bahrain and the Turkey. Get the athletes early, put them on early. You might be courting them, and then when the time comes, you take care of certain things on a financial level, medical and all of these things, and when the right time comes, you just do what you need to do.
Yeah, provide those bonuses. I could see a country coming in offering a Gary card, $4 or $5 million to come over and pay for his potential.
But it's not a good look from a Jamaican standpoint, though. It's not looking good for us. The sprint factory, and we were climbing in terms of the field events, and for this to happen, this put a wrench in the spokes right now.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah. But anything else I want to talk about? Because I feel like I'm going to jump off now.
That's all I really have right now, man.
All right. Big up yourself.
Sir.
All right, cool. So people, I think that's where I'm going to put a lid on it tonight. From Tuesday we have live. From Tuesday we have live. Seeing, and not a good news every time we come on. Let me take a one look over upon the entries and see what go on before me jump off. Still not seeing a new name, people. Still not seeing a new name. No new name. Jaja. No new name. Whatever I'm not too interested in a thing again. But we still are gonna do it, people. We still are gonna do it. Still gonna do it. So big up to all the persons who came on. As you leave the building, please like the video. You can still share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend about us. If you're new, ensure that you subscribe, because we'll be trying as best as possible to keep you posted on what will be happening at the Turkish trials. I mean the Jamaica national trials. Yeah. Big up everyone. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Until next time, stay safe. Peace.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.